Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Skull Trooper inverted solo mode figure from Fortnite and Jazzwares, along with this Fortnite supply crate. You can see here it says for 4-inch figures. Basically what this is, just like in the game, it's one of the crates that drops from the sky, and this has 7 pieces inside. So it says includes backboard, double barrel shotgun, infantry rifle, drum gun, suppressed sniper rifle, and 2 grass building materials. I think that's what that says. I think it would be more fun if they didn't tell you what was inside and they just kind of had it as like a, blind box type of thing, and you get random accessories for your 4-inch figures. I am kind of happy that they do have things like this though, because honestly, as cool as these figures are, they don't come with a ton of accessories. You can see this guy right here just has the pickaxe accessory, no guns, nothing else. So that's a bit of a weird choice to me, but I think the figure looks really cool. I really like this inverted look. Obviously the normal Skull Trooper is usually mostly black with the white bones, but they switch the colors up, and I think it looks really, really cool. Honestly, I think the reason I like it so much is because it kind of reminds me of this Spider-Man suit. You can see that they're actually very similar, so I think that's kind of why I like it. But when I saw it, I just thought it looked really neat, and I decided to pick it up. I actually got this as a bundle together on Amazon. That's why I'm kind of reviewing them together. So these figures are usually $9.99 through $12.99, somewhere in there, depending on where you find them. And I've seen these things kind of go anywhere between like 5 to 10, usually maybe 7, something like that. Again, depending on where you find them. But Amazon had the bundle all together for $14.99, which I thought was a pretty good price. I mean, you kind of figure 10 and 5. I think that's very fair for both of these. So I thought it was neat. But yeah, so there's not too much to this as far as, what's going on with the packaging. It's really just kind of this small little piece underneath, so they have something to scan. But then obviously the packaging here for the Skull Trooper, nice artwork in the back. It's simple, but I like the green color. I think it looks cool. Love the artwork on the back. And then over here just tells you some of the other characters that are available. So again, pretty simplistic packaging, but it gets the job done. I'm going to go ahead and get both of these opened up, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so before we take a look in the supply drop, we will check out the figure. And he is very stark white, so I apologize if my lighting gets a little crazy. But just right off the bat, the amount of paint applications is pretty impressive. I mean, there's a lot of paint on this guy. All of the black bones for the inverted skeleton. Really sharp. We can take a look at the face. That's really nicely detailed. They did a great job there. He does have a hinge. You can see it there. And then also a swivel side to side. He's got a hinge and a swivel here in the shoulder. Also has a hinge and swivel in the elbow, as well as a hinge and swivel in the wrist. Here in the torso, you can see there's kind of a ball joint there. He's also got a waist swivel. Then he's also got a kind of ball joint here in the hip. Kick pretty far forward, kick out to the side. He's got kind of a butt flap, so he's not kicking to the back. But then he's got a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, as you can see. And then he's got a bend and rock side to side there in the ankle. So really a lot of articulation for a figure this size. I really can't get over how good he looks and how well articulated he is. And then you can see the pickaxe weapon looks pretty cool. He's also got this little, I'm not quite sure what this is, maybe a little screen or gadget or some kind of interface here on his wrist, maybe to track enemies, something like that. But it's a really cool figure. I mean, really nicely detailed, really nicely painted. I like the pickaxe accessory, but I do wish he had some more accessories. Let's go ahead and check out the supply drop here. See if we can get him to stand for me. So the supply drop, oh, he doesn't want to stand. I have to, there we go. Distribute the weight a little differently. Let's go ahead and open the supply drop ship. Before we do, actually, you know what? Let's look at the actual little drop. It's pretty well painted. I mean, the drop, that's all painted. He's got this kind of like, mud on the side. Supplies painted very nice on the top. A little fragile. That I don't think that's a sticker. I think that's painted as well. So honestly, this little supply drop, pretty well painted. I'm pretty impressed. You just go ahead and pop this open, and we'll start pulling out things from inside. So first thing right off the bat, when they talk about the 2 grass building materials, they're basically stands for the characters. the way these things work, I think if you buy figures individually, they usually come with one and you can use it as a stand for the figure. But you can connect them together. So you can see they just kind of connect like so. And you can do just like in the game where you can build, you know, like cubes, you can do giant fortresses, whatever you can think of. The more of these things you buy, the more you can connect them. You can make cubes out of them. One thing that it comes with a little building guide. It does say if you're going to build cubes, you should always leave one side open so that you have a way to pry them apart, because otherwise they can really interlock and kind of, you know, stay connected to forever. But I think that's kind of cool. I think that's a neat idea. They are stands for the figures, but they also can double as a playset if you get enough of them. I think that's kind of a neat idea. And these happen to be grass because they're green, but they come in various other, you know, quote-unquote building mats. You know, there's stone ones, there's wood ones, there's steel ones, depending on, you know, I guess what sets you buy. But that's kind of neat. So you get two little stands there. Put that off to the side. Next up, we have... This looks to be like an old-time gangster, like Dick Tracy machine gun, which is pretty cool. In translucent blue. We have, I guess this is maybe a pistol or a tiny shotgun. I'm guessing it's kind of a tiny shotgun. Done in translucent purple. Next up, we have this, I guess, rifle. Done in translucent green plastic. And then lastly, we have a sniper rifle done in a kind of translucent gold, which looks pretty good. And then the last thing we have is this skateboard, which I think they call back bling, which is basically just kind of like a backpack accessory. And it rolls. It's got nice rolling wheels. Now he does have a peg on the back here, so you can go ahead and peg it on as back bling, which is kind of cool. But of course, it is a skateboard, and because he does have pegs on the bottom of his feet, he can also ride it as a skateboard, so that works. Now, because of the way it's right in the middle, because it is kind of functioning as back bling more so than an actual skateboard, you have to get a little creative with how he stands on it, but you can get it to work, and then he can ride that skateboard. Or I guess you could pretend he's like, you know, kicking it to go. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've ridden a skateboard. But I think it's interesting. I mean, obviously, I think the focus is that it's supposed to be back bling, but I do appreciate that he can actually ride it as a skateboard as well. The other thing I think is kind of neat, if you're familiar with the game, the weapons come in different grades. So gray is uncommon. I'm sorry, gray is common, green is uncommon, blue is rare, purple is epic, and then gold or orange is legendary. So I think it's kind of neat that they give you one of each. Obviously, they don't have common because, you know, translucent gray wouldn't be very fun. But I think it's neat that they give you one of each color to simulate in the game the different rarities. So I think that's pretty cool. And then that is it. I mean, you could use this to store a bunch of accessories. You could probably even get a figure in here if you sit them down. So I think you could use this for a good couple of purposes. Or if you have a ton of these from various figures, you could store a bunch in here. I really think you could store a good number of those in there, so that's actually pretty cool as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss all of this stuff back in here, and you could even go ahead and put his pickaxe accessory in there. It would definitely fit. So I think this is pretty cool. I mean, I definitely think the price was right. The fact that they came as a bundle, I think, was a really nice deal. I really like the figure. I think he looks great. Really nice paint applications, really nice articulation. And I think the supply drop is not amazing, but I think for the price, it was definitely fun. I like the little skateboard. I like the various weapons. And I think the little stands / building materials, so you can kind of build some fun little fortresses and your own random creations, is kind of a fun idea. So all in all, I probably wouldn't pay like $10 for one of these on its own. But getting everything here together for $15, I think was a pretty great deal. So I recommend it, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.